other products elsewhere, we'll match the price. Plus, we'll give you back 110% of the difference. Shop with confidence only at Courts, bringing value home. Special conditions apply.
Welcome back to VFM's Midday News, brought to you with the kind compliments of Courts St. Vincent Limited. First, on the local scene, police on January 4th, 2026, arrested and charged Mark Games, a 44-year-old laborer of Bucumint, with the offenses of aggravated burglary and assault. According to investigations, the accused entered the dwelling house of a 38-year-old plumber of the same address as a trespasser and at the time had in his possession an offensive weapon, namely a knife. He was further charged with assaulting a minor of the same address by drawing a knife along her right arm, causing actual bodily harm. The offences were committed in Bucumint, and Games appeared before the Kingston Magistrate Court on January 5th, where he pled not guilty. He was granted bail in the sum of $10,000 with one surety. He was also ordered not to have any contact with the complainant and is to report to the Liu police station every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. The matter was adjourned to January 19th, 2026 for trial. The Kettle's government school has received donations from the Republic of China on Taiwan, the Midday Charitable Trust, and Sol St. Vincent Limited in the aftermath of a fire which damaged a section of the school. The donations were made yesterday morning at an assembly held at the school, which brought together students, teachers, parents, government officials, members of the diplomatic corps, faith leaders, and community partners. The Republic of China on Taiwan donated $10,000, while the Midday Charitable Trust will be providing daily meals for 120 children for 2 weeks, and Sol St. Vincent Limited donated an industrial stove and gas bottles for the school's kitchen. Addresses made by the Minister of Education, Philip Jackson, and Minister of Transport, Nigel Stevenson, both reaffirmed the government's commitment to restoring the school's facilities and ensuring a safe, supportive learning environment for students. Still on the local scene, on January 4th, 2026, police arrested and charged Shem Leslie, a 42-year-old taxi driver of Lomans Winwood, with the offense of assault. According to investigations, the accused assaulted a 47-year-old security guard of the same address by hitting him about his body with a cutlass. The offense was committed in Lomans Winwood on January 4th, 2026. Leslie appeared before the Bayabu Magistrate Court on January 5th and pled not guilty to the offense. The conditions of his station bail continue in the sum of $1,500, and he was ordered to have no contact with the complainant. The matter was adjourned to January 7th, 2026 for trial. On to news in the region. The Trinidad and Tobago government has reaffirmed its support for the United States mission aimed at dismantling all elements which facilitate transnational crime in the Americas. In a statement to the extraordinary meeting of foreign ministers of the Community of Latin American and Caribbean States, CELAC, held virtually, CARICOM and Foreign Affairs Minister Sean Sobers said Port of Spain had taken note of the official statement issued by the United States on January 3, 2025, regarding the highly sophisticated military operations conducted within the territory of Venezuela. Sobers said, while Trinidad and Tobago was not a participant in the military operations, the government maintains a strong partnership and fraternal relations with both the people of Venezuela and the United States. He further said, The government of Trinidad and Tobago looks forward to working with all like-minded nations to achieve a safer, more prosperous, and stable Americas. The Guyana Geology and Mines Commission, GGMC, says 100 Brazilian miners have been suspended from all mining operations with immediate effect. In a brief statement, the GGMC said it has also suspended with immediate effect the miners' permission to operate and any related authorization. Last weekend, the Guyana government, through the Ministry of Natural Resources, said it had carried out joint operations with the GGMC, the ministry's compliance unit, and the Guyana Police Force. It said during these operations, several undocumented individuals were processed, gold was seized, and the verification of persons of interest was successfully completed. The ministry said in a statement that the initiative is part of ongoing efforts to combat illegal mining. President Irfan Ali said gold miners who fail to declare their production will face immediate consequences, including deregistration, prosecution, and possible expulsion. On the international scene, Nestle has issued a global recall of some baby formula products over concerns they contain a toxin which can cause food poisoning. The food and drink giant said specific batches of its SMA infant formula and follow-on formula were not safe to be fed to babies. Nestle said the batches were sold across the world and they potentially contain cereulide, which can cause nausea and vomiting when consumed. The company said there had been no confirmed reports of illnesses associated with the products, but was recalling them out of an abundance of caution. It promised refunds for affected customers and said the problem was caused by an ingredient provided by one of its suppliers. Finally, in sports, Chelsea has confirmed Liam Rossinier as their new manager on a 6-year contract. In a statement, the club says the focus will continue to be on player development and expectations and ambitions remain high. Rossinier replaces Enzo Maresca, who left Chelsea on New Year's Day. This has been WeFM's Midday News. I have been your presenter, Shanika Stapleton. Join us again at 3 o'clock for WeFM's 3 p.m. news. WeFM's Midday News came to you with the kind compliments of Court St. Vincent Limited.
Just for you at Quartz Optical. Get 15% off. When you bring in your prescription from any other eye care provider, we'll give you 15% off the cost of your frames and lenses. So visit us today and get 15% off. Offer valid on cash and credit purchases. Conditions apply. See in-store for details. Quartz Optical. Value you can see.